Good morning, good evening, afternoon, whatever it might be, citizens of an Alderaan and across our beloved Kyber Empire. It's great to be in the Empire today. Hopefully the weekend is going well. We got a couple of big things I want to talk before this new week begins, and I think it's going to be a busy week for Star Wars Galaxies. We have stuff, especially if you're free to play, stick towards the end. A really important free to play update to get a lot of extra crystals and resources into your roster on a daily basis. But the main topic for today, we're going to be talking about ZORII. We're going to talk about my guild's new record that they made and what I'm doing with my get 3 currency. It's looking like there's a good chance we might be seeing Trench very shortly. We might even see a kit reveal this week potentially. So let's get into it. We got a lot of stuff to break down. So hit that like. Hopefully you got something good to drink. And let's go talk about all this fun stuff. So if you guys remember a few months ago in October, you know, we've been seeing, like, it's hard to tell if we're being trolled or if they're actually trying to maybe give us like a few months heads up, like, hey, there's some stuff going on here. Remember a few months ago, we had the Hunt for Red October, and there's some references to Admiral Trench when it comes to Hunt for Red October. We talked about this in the video way back when. I'll remind you, put a card in the top right hand corner if you want to see the full breakdown. Well, nothing really came up to it. Django's the login. We're like, all right, maybe some Separatist stuff's happening. Maybe Trench is happening. Well, now all of a sudden something funny has happened. I kind of waited a few days to see if maybe they updated their opinion on this, but on the SWGOH Discord server, they mentioned this a few days ago, I believe during our ZORII BLISS testing. Apparently the phase 1 of the Lord Vader event was crashing because the Admiral Trench assets were missing. Well, CG, they acknowledged that they fixed it fairly shortly after. However, the last time this happened was just before Ben Solo was added. And they say here, the reason I believe this can happen is because they add upcoming characters to a list which excludes them from being added to the assets automatically, so we can't data mine them. But this causes issue when the character exists in the game as PvE and they forget about it. So I believe the last time this happened, as they said, was Ben Solo, and I think the Sith Eternal event was having issues, and that's where we saw Ben Solo for the first time. So it's getting kind of interesting. We're waiting for the new Conquest reveal. We just finished up Scythe. We have another Conquest coming up next week. This is the week where we find out what's going to be the first newly announced Conquest unit for 2023, and this just seems oddly timed. This the timing of it. Ben Solo was secretly coming. We didn't know. Sith Eternal event was broken, and then they were announced, hey, Ben Solo's coming as the next Conquest unit. We might be seeing something similar here, and I've been saying this for a while. You know, Separatists, they're not bad. But they're not like bragging. They're not like flexing. It's not like now Resistance are great. The Scoundrels got a lot of great stuff. Separatists are just kind of middle of the rung right now. They're not like underwhelming, but they're not overwhelming. They're just kind of blah. They're average. They're not, nothing's too special. So for me, it kind of makes sense seeing how CG kind of find these factions that need to be getting some targeted help. We might see some sort of Admiral Trench, and who knows, maybe we could bring Grievous. You know what I'm saying? What I'm trying to say is I would love to see Grievous kind of get a lifter unit, sort of like ZORII BLISS, Dash Rendar, all these other things. So keep your eyes peeled. If you're like me, the thing that just really gets me excited and stay in the game is I'm always looking forward to new characters. Trench is one I see a lot of folks talk about. Trench, the little spider fella, you know what I'm talking about? That General Anakin Skywalker kills in the Bad Batch show. That guy. So we'll have to wait and see. Let me know down below. Do you think that, you know, I thought maybe they'd update their opinion, but they're kind of standing by that this is kind of following a similar trend as before. Hunt for Red October, Admiral Trench. I don't know. You guys let me know down below what you think is going to be the next unit. My money is there, you know, the good chance Trench is going to happen. Just the timing seems a little bit weird. Speaking of new characters and ships and stuff like that, I want to briefly go over this ZORII BLISS FAQ. Nothing like incredibly important to point out here. I guess this is kind of important. ZORII's unique ability is calling a Poe Dameron, or any Poe. They said any Poe, so it doesn't have to be a specific version of it. Just any Poe works as ZORII. Cool. BABU FRIK. Hey, everyone's favorite character. They always love when I do this on the live stream. Everyone gets a big kick out of it, and then, like, I swear the audience just jumps for joy. We increase our viewership by triple-fold when we do the BABU voice. The question came up: why isn't BABU FRIK part of ZORII's kit? This is kind of a weird sentence. BABU FRIK isn't a collectible character in Star Wars Galaxies. So I mean, I guess what they're trying to say is Babu's not in the game. That's all that they're trying to say. You can't collect them right now. But also, when I first read this, I thought, oh, maybe he's not allowed to be a collectible character in a game. But I'm pretty sure it's the former interpretation. So, you know, there's a little bit of hope that, who knows? BABU FRIK can show up And if we move down a bit more, you know, let's talk about this. ZORII BLISS's ship. When can we expect ZORII's ship the comeuppance? That's an interesting name for a ship, to boost the resistance fleet. This seems kind of probable. A lot of times when we get a new character, lately they've been getting their ships shortly after. We saw Raven's Claw, Dash Rendar's Outrider. I would not put it out of probability that we're probably going to see some sort of new fleet for the Resistance. The Resistance could definitely use some. Even the bomber just didn't add much. This could help out. So and this is their response. When adding ships to the game, we consider every unit that has been piloting or acting as a crew on a ship. Well, there you go. Very vague, but basically, you know, they know that they know she's a pilot. Who knows? Maybe they're going to add BABU FRIK. That'd be pretty funny. I would love to see a BABU FRIK. And then they're also going to throw in a ship later on for both of them to pilot. So keep that on your radar. I think Resistance is going to be getting a bit more attention. Now that we see ZORII, I can't help but imagine we might see like a new Leia, episode 8, episode 9 Leia. Let's give it some time. Let's see where it goes. But I do think Resistance and Separatists, it seems to kind of make sense, seeing where all these little hints are kind of pointing us right now with how this new year is going. Next thing we're going to talk about before we get to the final topic for today. All right, you guys know there's this Galaxy of Heroes web store, right? I'll be honest, even myself, many others, it's a little frustrating to kind of get in because every time you log in, you got to go into your email and then you have to get the code. And especially if you're on multiple accounts like I do, it's kind of annoying to sign into multiple emails to get the code. Well, now they finally added a check mark. So once you sign in, it can keep you signed in. So watch, I'm going to close this out. And hold on, let me open my free to play so you can see what it's going to look like. So we're going to open up our free to play account over here. And the reason why I want to make sure you know this, I mean, this is every month they do some sort of special crate. Every month they do something different. But now what I'm going to do is let's go to our inbox so you can see how this works. Oh, we got also, it signed me out. So it signed me out. And what we're going to do is we're going to sign back in into the free to play account. And then I'm going to sign back in on their website. And we're not going to have to sign anymore. So that extra barrier that prevented folks from getting in there, it shouldn't be a problem anymore. They finally addressed it. So I'm going to show how this works in a moment. So let's go ahead, open up the game. So we're going to show the inbox in case you aren't aware of it. It is something, if you can make it into a daily routine, it's extra crystals potentially. Right now, this month, we have Iden Versio shards and whatnot going out. So kind of, they're pretty nice bonuses. So here we go. That's our Separatist Might reward. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to hop on over to the website. Let's go ahead and bring him on over. All right, so we're loading it up and boom. I closed out of it and I reopened it and it just works. No more signing in every single time. See, listen, it's okay to listen to our feedback. I mean, to be honest, I'm not going to give them that much credit. They want it to be as easy as possible. So, so that way they try to get you to spend money on their store rather than in game. And here's the chest right here, January mystery chest. And here you have a chance of getting 2 shards of Iden, Death Trooper, Short Trooper, Magma Trooper, Range Trooper, Snow Trooper, or Stormtrooper. And then you have a chance of getting 100 energy, 100 canteen energy. The energy is honestly the most important thing. And I don't think they gave out crystals before, but now they guarantee 50 crystals, 100,000 credits, 10 ability materials, and the list goes on and on. So I'm just going to go ahead and claim this. Remember, this is in the data card section. They kind of moved it to hid it from us. They don't want you getting that free stuff. And there you go. Purchase successful. And now if I hop over in game, likely I'm going to have to reboot. Let's see. Do we have to reboot the game? Let's see. We might need to reboot. Yes, we're probably going to have to reboot the game real quick. And that's where we're going to get a ton of extra money, honey. Where's the thing? Yeah, there we go. That's the button. Well, let's go close out the game. Reopen it. So if you do this on a daily basis, if they're going to guarantee you 50 crystals, that's 50 crystals is a free refresh, right? And then if you save them over the course of a month, what is that? 1,500 crystals. That's, don't say no to free crystals. Now it's easier now more than ever. Just bookmark the website, check the box when you sign in for the first time saying keep me signed in. 1 click, 2 clicks to click on data card, and then the 3rd click is clicking on the pack, and I suppose a 4th click to actually accept the pack. So that's what I just want to put on your radar. It's a lot of free to play resources. And it seems like for the past few months since their web store came out, they're adding something every single day. And right there, my friends, transactions successfully processed. There's the 50 crystals, 100K credits, and energy's nice. It's really the crystals and the energy, and you might get some Iden Versio shards. That could help make a difference, speeding up a farm just a little bit more. Again, the core of this game is just resource management. And your life gets a lot easier when you can actually manage resources a little bit faster. All right, last thing I want to talk about, we're going to move on over to the Big Daddy account over here. So we just finished our territory battle. for Rise of the Empire. Hit a couple new records. 50 out of 50 Revis shards. Fantastic. And I believe we got a new record on Stars 38. They're going to try to push 39 next time. That's not what I'm here to show you guys. I mean, here's the rewards in case you want to see them. Still kind of lackluster, but man, it's, you know, it's fine. You know, we're kind of used to it. It's really the currency and the crystals that are kind of the main thing here. But here's the thing. I have to actually start spending this Mark III guild event token currency. And even my guild, they're worried about what CG might do. We looked at CG and what they said in regards to Get 3. Basically, what they said is they're not going to add like another Gas or Malik, which is a 5-star unlock. Then you have to farm the remaining shards. But it left some ambiguity to be had in regards to, will they add a 7-star unlock? They never put that out of the question. There could be a chance they add a 7-star unit. Let's just throw it out there. Let's say they release Trench as a Get 3 character. I don't know if they're going to do that, but let's just say we're talking about Trench a few moments ago. Well, you know, if you spent your currency, you're going to be behind, and it's probably going to be a great character. So I need to start spending it, but I just need to make sure I'm under, what is it, 13,500, something like that. And unfortunately, there's not a lot of great stuff. You don't get a lot of great value, I should say, for the materials. So I mean, they have pretty much the things I'm eyeballing, or maybe to get your keypads, Zimbital cards. You know, basically these guys right here, I'm not too concerned about my currency anyways. Those are pretty easy to get. So I just got to spend some currency. So like what I'm going to do is I'll pick up the Omicron, and then I'll probably pick up some electron conductors. And then actually, I don't even know if I need to spend that much. You know, here's what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to buy out the Omicron. The Omicron's actually quite expensive. It's funny how they won't let us get it more free to play, where you can just use your shard shop currency. Yeah, they want to use this, which kind of sucks. It's kind of like, see, that's not a great value, but I kind of have to spend it to put myself under the threshold. So there we go. We're going to pick it up, and then that should leave me right under. There we go. So you only can have 20,000 currency. So now I'm kind of at this point where I got to make sure I buy a few things, but hoarding's weird in this game, man. It really is. As you can see, this is the result of previous hoarding, because everyone was kind of burnt on the Malik, Gas, Malevolence, Negotiate. We were worried, are they going to put more meta things back here? And then most people just hoarded. Now I kind of feel comfortable. I've been spending my Get 1 and Get 2, but Get 3, kind of up in the air. And I think there's a good possibility we could be seeing some 7-star units down the road. So if you're like me, there's not a lot of great value stuff to use it for right now. So it's better to hoard it. And then when you got to spend it like I had to today, go spend a few resources. So that's going to wrap it up for today's kind of weekend little news, you know, a little chillaxing session, kind of getting our eyes peeled on what the future of this game might be this week. But man, Admiral Trench kind of gets me excited. I am hoping Separatists get a little bit more love. And in case, I'll just do just one more reminder. If you don't know who Trench is, it's this spider-looking fella right here. So give it time. Let's see what this week shows. We are at the minimum getting, next week's Conquest. We need to know what we're farming for. What are we grinding for? So keep your eyes peeled. Likely Tuesday. Kit reveal for the next Conquest unit. Is it Admiral Trench? Well, your guess is as good as mine, but you know, there's some weird little hints that could be indicating that it could be happening. Thank you so much for stopping by. Be sure to leave that like, comment down below and all your beautiful thoughts, and be sure to subscribe to our ever-growing, beautifully newly founded empire. And always remember that it's great to be in the Empire today. Oh, it's great.